welcome back to my channel. So I did film an intro, but it's not working, so I am going to be doing this whole video voiceover. So first thing we're going to start doing is by cutting up the plastic forks, the tips of them. And once you do that, pour some latex in a plate. And then I just poured a little bit. Then I just grabbed flour and started sprinkling flour onto the latex. To make the latex paste, you have to slowly add the flour. Don't add it all at once. So just slowly mix in little sprinkles of flour until you get the correct texture, which I transferred into a cup, and it ends up looking kind of like this, really thick and icky, and yeah, that's the texture you're looking for. So I'm using my foam head, and I just bought this at Walmart for like $5. Like, I was like tripping. It was awesome. So I just added a glob of that on the eye part, and then I grabbed some normal regular liquid latex and I smoothed all the edges out. This is how it ends up looking in the eye part. It just looks like that. And then I did the same thing on the neck part, and then I just stuck the forks in it, which I did not film, but I just stuck the forks in it, and that was about it. So now let's go into the face portion of the tutorial. So the only thing you're gonna be doing is half of your face. The other half, you're not gonna do anything to it. So I'm gonna start with my brows. I'm using the Brow by Benefit, and I'm just doing my brows like I regularly do. I just did a little different thing to them, is that I added red. This is a NYX brow pencil, which I love, and it's a red shade, so since my hair is red now, I'm gonna see if I can do a video about my hair, so, because I did film me getting it colored, so I don't know, just comment below if you want to see that. So now just priming my lids with this MAC concealer, just, you know, cleaning up the brow, and yeah. So I'm using the Naked Smoky palette. I'm just using that little beige type of color for my crease. I'm gonna be doing a really simple look. Then I grabbed the shade Whiskey, I believe is the name of it. Just a dark cool tone brown, just to make the crease a bit darker and deeper. You know, bringing in some dimension. And I'm just blending it back with that first shade I used. And I'm using the Love You So Mochi palette by NYX. I'm using that little kind of I don't know what to call that color. It's like a burgundy, I guess. And then I use a champagne color. I just use a couple different colors of that palette. Then I use the matte. I don't know if it's matte or satin, because all the other ones are just so glittery and shimmery that for me that's like a matte. I'm just using some of that glittery black, which I love that black. It's beautiful. And I'm just blending out the crease again to make sure I have no harsh lines. So now I just did a wig liner, and I did this little star. This is the Ciate eyeliner that brings star. So now I'm just setting my face, and I wanted to dry it quickly, so I used everything I could find to dry it up. To prime, I'm using this Smashbox Illuminating Primer, and I'm just blending that in with a brush. For foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect, I think it's called, foundation. So now for concealer, I'm using the Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline, and highlighting the bridge of my nose, forehead, and chin. I just blended that out with a brush. I always leave the under eye part for last, so concealer kind of like get in there. So I'm just setting my face with a banana powder. This is by Colorina Makeup Studio, and I'm just setting all of my face with it. And for bronzer, I'm using this mineral bronzer by Wet n Wild. It's really pretty. It has a little shine to it, so it makes it look really natural, and it leaves you with a nice flawless finish. I really enjoyed that bronzer. For blush, I'm using this Milani blush, and just setting my face with the NYX setting spray. For highlighter, I'm using this Milk Glow by the Beauty Crop. It's so beautiful and so powerful and pigmented. It's just a beautiful highlight. with a little bit, you go a long way with it. Oof, beautiful. So now I'm using some black liner and tight lining my eye, and then using some of Whiskey from the Naked palette to smoke out my lower lash. For lashes, I'm just using the Smashbox mascara. For lips, I'm using this lip lining lip stain type of deal thing. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just a lip stain, but it's a really thin brush, so I just think it's a lip liner. And then I just use the NYX stains. So there, we're done with the glam part of the whole look. So here I already stuck my neck piece. I just applied latex and glued it on and cut the edges first. Added latex in the back part and glued it on. And I'm using my Milani foundation and just covering that up. I use a lot of coats of foundation for that. And this piece was kind of like popping out, so I just added more latex onto it. Now I'm just using the NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. I just use those for all of the bloody parts of this. So I just used a dark red, and I just started blending it out with a brush, and I put it all the way up to the fork to make it look like it's all bloody. And then I use the lighter red, and I just started blending that out to have a nice dimension. Then I use the NYX Contour Intuitive palette. I used that bronzy shade. I used that wine-ish type of color, terracotta type of color, and there just to add more dimension and bruising. Then I use a NYX Cake that I used the black and brown to make it look deeper in there, like if the fork was really stuck in there. Then I used the brown all over, and don't forget the back part. So I'm using the e.l.f. Jewel Pop palette. I've been using this palette a lot lately. So I just used the blues, the purples, and the greens, and a little bit of the blacks as well in that palette, just to add some bruising effects to the look. Then I just added some veins. I grabbed the green and the blue and made veins to just squiggly lines. So that's about it for the next piece. And now for the eye piece. So what I did is I cut the edges up, and then I grabbed a piece of napkin and I just cut it into a round little piece. I grabbed some, I think that was canola oil, and I just covered my brows and lashes so I don't want any latex to get on them. You know, it's better to be safe than sorry. And I just added in the edges of the piece of paper latex, and then when I placed it, I added more latex on top to make those edges stick and very well blended out as well. So I just added latex in the bottom part of the piece, and I just glued it on there. Then I added in the edges some latex as well to blend it all nicely. So once that was dry, I just set it with some of the Colorina banana powder, and I'm just adding foundation on top to start with the bruising part. I did the same process as the neck. I grabbed the reds, I blended them out, and I make them drip a little bit there. And then I grabbed the same colors I used and started shading everything and making it all look bruised up. And then I made some veins as well with those greens and blues. So then I just decided to do my eyebrow. I covered my natural brow, so I just had to draw one in. I use the same products I use for my regular brow, and I just try to make them as harsh as possible to make it look very similar to my brow. But you know, the napkin underneath didn't let me do that so well, but you know, it works. So now fake blood, I just grabbed some coloring fluid and hair gel. That's how I make my fake blood, because it makes it like a really nice gel paste. I just love to do it that way. And that's the look, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and bye!